Let's see what head coach had to say about the program.
No injuries, concerns. It was just, my decision. Again, it was something that this is a physical team, experienced team, and I just, that was just my decision. Nothing else, no injuries, anything like that. It's no narratives about any of this stuff, man. I just made the decision. That was just my decision that I made.
Now, Carmelo Anthony and Kiyan Anthony. Kiyan Anthony is the leading scorer coming off the bench. For Syracuse, he does shoot the most amount of shots. I broke him down. My first ever YouTube video, I decided to break down Kiyan Anthony. He shoots a lot of shots, potentially ill-advised shots, but he is a scorer. Okay, Kelvin Sampson came out last night to weigh in on this situation. He said, hey, he is just like his dad. He is a scorer. But I think this paints a bigger picture. And one of the bigger pictures that I want to paint in this situation is going to the wrong school, okay? Carmelo said, hey, this is part of the game. After he got benched, this is part of the game. This is what it is. This is how we live. And this is part of basketball, right? It's adversity. That's what Carmelo said. But the bigger picture that we need to paint is one, understanding why are we going to the school we are going to, right? I understand he wanted to go to the school. He wanted to see, Syracuse. His dad went there. The legacy, he can be close to New York where his dad lives. I understand all those things, right? Be with the family. All those things are good. But if you ask me, Kiyan, why would you choose Syracuse outside of your father, right? Syracuse coach about to get fired, okay? You're going to end up probably having to transfer, okay? Or you come into a new coach who's maybe not even trying to sign up for all that, right? He doesn't want to be in the Kiyan Anthony business. He doesn't want to have Carmelo Anthony. He doesn't want to have that spotlight. He just wants to run his program and win his games, okay? So why go to Syracuse, right? When's the last NBA basketball player that they have produced? Malachi Richardson, maybe? That's the last one I can think of. Syracuse is not the place to play. They're not the place to go. Now, what eventually will happen? Okay, so Kiyan Anthony, is, in my opinion, the same situation as Bronny James without his dad being in the league, right? Bronny James was good enough to be an NBA player, and Kiyan can definitely be good enough to be an NBA basketball player. But if you don't have the right situation, if you don't have your father in there to get you drafted, now this is the situation Kiyan Anthony's finding himself in. So, option A, like I said, he stays, decides not to transfer. You got a new coach coming in, because this coach will not be there next year, most likely. You have a new coach coming in, and what that coach is going to say. He's going to say, I want to run my program. Now you go into year 2, you're still coming off the bench, you're still not getting minutes, draft stock is plummeting, right? You see all your peers, he was a McDonald's All-American, all those guys you're in the McDonald's All-American game with, they go in and they go to the draft. So now you're looked at as, how did you not get there, okay? So that's option 1. Option 2, you transfer, okay? Obviously, you can transfer 2 different ways. You can transfer, parallel. You can go to an SEC school. You can go to another ACC school. You can try to go Big Ten and keep it to a big-time program, but you can run into the same problem, right? You can run into the same problem of you not being able to compete at the level, to get the minutes, to get the shine. And then once again, then you got to come back for a junior year. You're only averaging 8 points a game. And for, a 6'5", 2 guard, not that athletic, it's going to be tough, right? Now, the last thing is he transfers down. You go to a mid-major, and this is probably one of the best things you can do, right? You can transfer down, you can hoop, you can be yourself, you can go to a mid-major conference, you can go to A-10, which is still a good conference, Missouri Valley, some of these mid-level conferences, you can go there, but if it doesn't work out, you might as well kiss the dream goodbye, right? Then you're sliding down, and then we're going to be talking about you as a 4-year guy and a guy that can't make the NBA. Now, does this really matter? No, it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. Kiyan Anthony is going to be okay. He's got his father. He's got that money on. That is going to be okay. But this is that same scenario that we were dealing with Bronny James, right? Same thing for Bronny James. He got to go out. But let's say Bronny James comes back to USC. Okay, he had his excuse. Just like Kiyan has his excuse. Bad coaching, right? Bad system. You're benching your leading scorer off the bench. That doesn't make any sense, right? But if you go Bronny James, if Bronny James were to come back to USC and he averaged 6, I think his freshman year, if he averages 6, 8, another mediocre year, then the jury is out, right? Bronny James had the excuse, had the heart problem, didn't have the preseason, and all that stuff is legitimate. Not having a preseason can really hurt you. But if, you know what I'm saying, if Bronny James were to come back and it not be good, then that's the problem. Second thing, Bronny James transfers, right? He transfers. If he goes there and doesn't make it happen, it's a problem. And this is what scouts are looking at. These are the things that really need to go into this recruiting process. And guys like Kiyan Anthony, Bronny, a lot of these, college guys' sons or NBA guys' sons commit to college. You had to be in the perfect situation. Their commitment is probably more important than the regular guys, right? Because the regular guy doesn't have the scrutiny. Okay, Kiyan Anthony, for who he is, I don't know if he's a top 20 guy in his class, to be honest. I know he's McDonald's All-American. I know there's things that go into that, being a Jordan athlete, McDonald's All-American, top 100 guys. Nike gets, 2/3 of the top 100 guys just off being EYBL, right? That's how the game works. So I don't really even know if he's top 20, top 30, but it just is what it is, you know what I'm saying? This light is on him, and that's why it makes it so difficult. Now, if I had to give my take, I think Kiyan Anthony will come back. Actually, no, he's transferring. He's done. Both this coach and Kiyan Anthony will not be there next season.